Hi, today is November 4th, 2024, and here are my poems for the day. The first one is poem number 1716 for the year, Student Teachers at the Palladium. A photograph appeared in my Facebook feed too late for me to celebrate the anniversary of the time I saw the student teachers play the Palladium in 1979. Iggy, Pop, and the Cramps were also on the bill, and I'm very glad I got to see them both. But the time that I saw student teachers at the Palladium was the first time I saw people I actually knew play a room so large. It was a large room for the student teachers, but it was a small room for Elton John. When I saw him play there 2 or 3 times with Ray Cooper, I think it was also a pretty large room for Patti Smith, the 2 times I saw her play there, but since then I've seen her play in smaller rooms. I rarely forget how lucky I am to have grown up in this city, but sometimes I remember more vividly than other times. I don't think that was a good poem, and I should have mentioned it was a Halloween show, but I didn't. And yeah, it's longer than it should be. That's my review of that last poem. Poem number 1717, The Examination. She strapped him down to the bed and spent hours examining every inch of him. He had never felt more uncomfortable or exposed or embarrassed or turned on or mortified or humiliated or seen or understood or tested or grateful or fulfilled. When she was done, she released him and told him she would probably reach out to him next week for another examination, but not to hold his breath. He held his breath anyway. Poem number 1718, Quincy Jones. It is perhaps a false memory, but when I was 13 and heard the theme from Sanford and Son for the first time, I was like, oh my fucking god, this is the funkiest shit ever. I bet this will be the best fucking show ever. Which it was, but Quincy only gets credit for the theme. I could rattle off a bunch of his successes, but I won't. But I will say that Benny Carter's remark that Quincy's successes may have outweighed his talent need not have been included in the Times' obituary, because in what way is that anything other than a small, jealous opinion? Rest in peace and power, Quincy, and thank you for your phenomenal work. Poem number 1719, Pointful. There's an argument to be made that it's pointless, but I'd like to think that there are always points to be made, and I'd like to suggest that pointful ought to be a word, because if one takes the time, one may find that there are a lot of points where there seem to be none, although taking the time to do that might in fact be pointless. And the last poem of the day, poem number 1720, Finities. If there are infinities, there ought to be finities. That may not be sensical, but it is logical. All right, that's it. Thank you. I appreciate you. Is pointful a word? Because I'm not getting the little red lines. So that poem is wrong too if pointful is a word. Anyway, I appreciate you.